Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. You're listening to the Ragnar-Ra Tarot, and tonight I thought I'd get for us some shamanic tarot cards. And it was really weird right to start off with, because when I split the deck to shuffle just now, this was upside down on this side, so kind of like that, but these are on the right way round. So I just looked to see if they're all upside down, and they wasn't. Just the one I split it on. Or wouldn't. Maybe there are a few more. There are a few more, but it's weird. It sort of cut on the split, or very near the split, where they both look. All those are the right way up. All these were upside down, and I split it right on that, on the two cards before the end. But anyway, it just felt like, I just felt kind of funny. But we're going to do the shamanic medicine, and I am right. Yeah, all the other cards are upright. So that was a really good kind of guess, but it wasn't a guess. It was just, just happened. Okay, and they're upside down now. Does that want to come out, Cave? Oh, these are so tough. They're really kind of bulky for my hands to shuffle, but I wanted to do the shamanic. I wanted to do an oracle, and yeah, I wanted to do this shamanic for us to start. So let's have another go. And I hope the mic's okay, because I know someone did comments about it being too low, and I don't know if it's because I just talk too quietly, or whether it's the mic, because when I test the mic it sounds fine. So I'll try and speak up, but I do speak quietly. I don't have like a, was at times, but most of the time I'm not quiet, so it could just be that. So I'll try and speak up. So no, we have a purpose here, and it's linked to some kind of a sacred site. So we have sacred site and purpose out here, and I just love that sky, that orange sky. It's really giving those solar plexus, isn't it? That's what I'm thinking when I see that vibrancy, something that's very vibrant, something. Well, when your solar plexus is lit up, you're very vibrant. So yeah, there's some, so this purpose, this sacred site, I haven't read yet, but it's sort of, that's where your enthusiasm is. That's what I'm, the word I'm trying to get out here. This is where you either have a purpose or you have a divine purpose, one or the other. So I'm going to have a look at sacred site and see exactly what that means for you. But I think it gets you fired up when you go to sacred sites. I think you have some connection with somewhere, maybe that's what it means. But 86, that's what I'm thinking. You have a connection. So let's have a look at 86. That's what I'm feeling too, the connection. Could be a specific sacred site. So I'll do this reading and see if that is. Yeah, it says it whispers to you through mists of time. Guardians of ancient lands welcome you as you take respite from the world of chaos and gain clarity, healing, and inspiration. So your guidance here is be still, rest, and allow the the purity of sacred site to cleanse and nurture you. Perhaps you recall ancient memories of a sacred place and feel a mythical connection to the spirits who reside there. So whenever you feel these connections, what this shamanic medicine is saying is it's because you have a connection to the spirits there. Because there's all sorts of spirits that exist on our land throughout the world. There's like protective spirits, you know, there's other kind of spirits like natural earth spirits like fairies, fays, dwarves, all sorts of kind, and other kind of energies, spirit energies. So this is what it's talking about. So it goes on and it says, it marks the next rite of passage for you, and it's a landmark on your quest. It is time to reawaken natural powers that have been suppressed or lost. Focus on gathering your power and moving forward. Draw from the powers of sacred site to overcome obstacles. Well, that's interesting. That's very interesting. So it's talking about a particular site now. Maybe it could either be just the card, for example, or a connection you have with a sacred site, which is, I think, more the deeper meaning, the way it brings up a sacred site that you may feel drawn to. And this sacred site, whether it's, because this also reminds me of pyramids, so I was going to say whether it's a particular pyramid or a particular statue. Yeah, so it could be Egypt, it could be a particular pyramid like the Great Pyramid, or, you know, or it could be the particular statue like the Sphinx. It could be somewhere else. It could be the Grand Canyon. It also reminds me of the Grand Canyons here. And if you just had a picture, it is something that you could meditate on, and you could sort of draw energy from, power from. You can draw energy and power from this site, and it will help you overcome any obstacles that you've previously encountered and feeling like that you can't quite overcome, or just a difficult period. So strong intention to connect deeply with the powerful land spirits will serve your purpose. As you enter the Holy of Holies, sacred site hears you yearning to return and acknowledges your devotion to a sacred place. Be ready to deepen your personal transformation, because this is your quest. Wow, I love these cards because it just doesn't just talk about it. It gives you sort of loads of other insights and sort of little things like sacred sites speak. Yeah, so it just tells you about different sites, deserts, even mountains have been venerated by us human beings for millions of years, millions of people, and they invoke a sense of coming home. So yeah, the legends of them as well inspire people, and they feel a connection that way. So it could also mean, yeah, that a spiritual experience will change your point of view. An answer will come to you, to trust your intuition. So maybe you go somewhere that you've never been before, and I've had this happen to me, and I've never even seen pictures of it. And I remember very clearly why, because I was very young. I was I think just either coming out of like what we call in England junior school into senior school, so high school, and I went somewhere and I just knew what was going to be there before we were on a particular road, and we were going through this junction area on a turn, and I remember the driver was turning a right, and it was kind of a long turn, and before he actually had completed, or we could see what was going on, once he'd got to the round the turn, I just said to a friend, oh, there's this place going to be here, and it happened to be a house that I knew was on the corner of this turn. And I just thought I just thought that was really odd, because it was there, and I explained to her what it was going to look like as well. And she said, how did you know that? She said, have you been here before? And I was like, no. So my point of that story is, I think I surprised myself as much as I surprised her, but my point was that some experience, and it could be related to a journey with these sacred sites, could change your point of view. An answer could come to you. So it could be that you've never had any experience like that before, like me, and then you have an experience, and you know, that could change your point of view. And because it's saying a new venture is beckoning you, and consider options carefully as well. Seek the adventure, go traveling, embrace your life to the full, and you visit your favorite place or places. And when sacred site speaks, which is something else, because you got to hear this, it's like, stand within my sacred place, harness power from this place, ancient secrets hold the key. So it's a key. Embrace your quest for liberty. That's interesting too. So is it some liberty, something that is going to help you escape an obstacle or something like that? I don't know, but or just to feel free. But there you go, that is your first oracle reading, and I'm only doing the one oracle for the night, because, or maybe not for the night, we'll see how it goes, because I did want to also show you the Morrigan, Call of the Morrigan, which also has a little ritual thing in it if you like that kind of thing. And they're very easy, they're not anything complex. But let's just see how I get on, because now I'm going to reach for tarot and see what tarot has to say. As usual, to start with the tarot, and then throw some little oracles, and then if we have enough time and we need it, we will do the Morrigan as well. So it could be very interesting, and it might go on a bit longer than usual, but hopefully you enjoy it. So let's see. I think this sacred site is brilliant. The idea of you reconnecting with that, or connecting. And then try one more time for you. And I hope you're all doing well. I know I haven't asked yet, but I hope you are all doing well tonight. And or in the morning, I don't know when you're going to watch this. So wherever you are at whatever time, I hope you're all doing well. And let's see what the cards have to say to advise you tonight. And as usual, calling in your guides and my guides to ask them for their support and their assistance, so that you get the best reading. Oh, without the camera, you get the best reading, then the camera goes flying. Yeah, so you get the best reading you can. I know that's debatable after that, but we hadn't really officially started. So I tried to get sort of further on and not the stand because it's so close to me. And from where you were, let's just tilt it up a bit. Okay. There's definitely chaotic energy is first thing I have to say, because I've had chaotic energy quite a few times, but I think the last one was a bit strange as well. Oh, so anyway, you've got this Seven of Cups here, and it looks like it's focusing on something, and I don't know if maybe you're focusing elsewhere, and if you are, that's what it means for you. It could be spiritual or whatever, a victory or money, but I've just sort of recognized this. And doesn't it look like the sacred sites? Yeah, so that's what caught my eye, but crystalline. Yeah, I was going to comment on the cloud looking like ice. So if that is like snow caps, so if that means anything to you. So someone's focusing on something right now. They have their focus is drawn towards a particular cup, or it could be more than one cup. But again, I was seeing the sacred site, and there is a judgment coming in here with the angels depicted as with the regular Rider-Waite, but this is just another version depicting blowing the horn. I can see the English cross there, the flag of St. George, England, there for us English. And there's definitely some kind of judgment call here, judgment 20. So I'm just going to delve a bit deeper in that for you, because we always see it as like someone's getting judged or some kind of judgment is coming out for you, and that judgment could be like either particularly on like the physical level, as like in a court of law or something like that. But again, judgment also means like another inner calling. So you've had inner calling twice, and it's also about transformations, because when you think about this card judgment here, you can see that these people were dead. Yeah, because that's how it's depicted in our traditional Bible, that particular time the judgment will be called upon the earth and the dead rise. So transformation, of course, because the way it's seen in the Gospels, which are ancient, is that we all die and go to sleep or something, or we just die, depending on, you know, people, the old faith. But so then again, when this judgment, the angel of judgment calls, then they are no longer dead, they transform and they are alive again. But anyway, that's just the way that it is with the Bible. So but we're not talking about that necessarily, just to give us some idea of particular meanings of the card, is that it can also mean transformation, and also about a revelation. So you could be, so as it said, it could transform your thinking. It could be like going from one point of view to a completely different point of view. So embracing new kind of values or points of view. Yeah. So there you go. And yeah, so it's about changing attitudes, changing points of view. It's also about having a calling. It's also about judgments on the spiritual and also on the physical. So let's have more information. What does this card, could you give me more energies, please, so we can see what this is about? So a Knight of Swords here. It is coming in fast. Some communication, maybe a fast communication with this Knight of Swords that is coming in. So something could be some kind of transformation, and it has to do with a Knight of Swords. And with a Knight of Swords, they're usually not young, but kind of not like the page, not like a young adult. Yeah. So we've got someone that is either in the energy of a young adult. It doesn't matter whether they're male or female. Can be cut off from their feelings, can be impetuous because of the way he rides forward, is also kind of impatient kind of energy, but it's riding towards this judgment here. So let's have more on that, shall we, and see exactly what this is. Do all these cards look like winter? Oh no, you've got a summer one now. They're sort of depicting winters here, which is giving me endings and transformations. And then we have the Empress, which is a complete change. And then we have a great summer here. So does that, yeah, this is really giving me a feeling of something that you've been waiting for and hoping on. Somewhere maybe you want to be, or something that is important to you. And there's some judgment being called here, like you're getting what you want kind of judgment. This is how I'm seeing this. And then this Knight of Swords seems to be going away from the situation, away, the energy is moving away here. And also, so is this kind of frozen waiting period with this judgment called, because you can see that, like, if they were, this is sort of blue as well. Did you see that? Did you get that? So, and then the angel is bringing in this gold and this sun. So it's almost like going from winter, going from a waiting period, going into a summer. And that's there again on the Empress. And if you can see as well with the sacred site, the first thing I mentioned was how beautiful the sky was, and giving me the solar plexus chakra. Yeah. So more energies, please. So something about strength here is coming through. You've had to be strong, that's for sure. Strength has been needed. And let me have a look. What else? do with a sacred site, something moving out your life, something that's been frozen, something that's been stuck, a judgment. You feel pulled towards somewhere. But empresses are always depicted as pregnant because they're giving birth to new energy, and that's what the summer and strength. But with this ending here, it's because something new is already coming in, so the end is already nigh. This is why as well, with the strength, I'm also feeling that you're not going to have to hold on for much longer here. You know, okay, you have to be strong. You're waiting for this energy. It's all about waiting for something to move. Yeah, where you felt like, I can't move on until a period of time, until whatever this period is that you've been waiting on, to go somewhere that really excites you and makes you feel really fired up and enthusiastic and just determined, and just all those great energies of it, you know, it kind of like, it's what fires you up, it's what excites you, it's what, because this is something you really want to do. And yeah, and you've been waiting here to do that, and felt like, you know, felt like waiting for energies. It's like waiting for this perfect timing, or for the right timing. Yeah. So let's have a look. And swiftly, with this Eight of Wands, and this, some say it's messages, and it can be messages, but it's not swords. But I do think what it is energy is moving. This is because it's wands, and energy is moving, and it's moving fast. And if you look at this reading so far, we have on the table this Judgment, which is a major arcana, an Empress, which is a major arcana of giving birth to something, the Strength card, which is another major arcana, and a Death card, which is another major arcana. So these energies in your life right now, these aren't small changes we're talking about. These are kind of life changing energies that are coming in here for you. Can you see that? Life changing energies, like big energies. So yeah, and we have this victory. So it's just saying this energy is coming in fast. Yeah, you've been waiting. You really want to go somewhere, or you really want to relocate, move, be somewhere particular, because you can really feel the pull of this place in your heart, in your being, but you felt like you couldn't. You felt like either you didn't have the money, or you didn't have the transport, or whatever it was you needed, whatever you needed to have, you didn't have it, or you couldn't, or something was in the way. But now that's all going to be shifted for you, and you're going to be in this really happy, enthusiastic, vibrant, celebratory energy, because you will be able to do this. You will be able to go if it's somewhere you want to go. But this is really pointing to something with this sacred site. And with this energy of feeling stuck, and with this same vibration of, it's really going to flip your mind, it's really going to change the way you think about something, with this transformational card here, with the Judgment, which I'm seeing as transformational, because I think it's going to be like, once you get there, this is what, I don't know why I say I think, I just have to say what I'm feeling here. Probably because I'm an Aquarian, you know, we think a lot, we use our thoughts a lot. But the way I'm seeing this transformation here is like, it's like that 180, like it said when it was a transformational force, and like an ending and a new start, which was coming in really swiftly. So I'm really seeing here that it is going to be switching something on in you, the way that you vibrate with this energy, with this place, that it's going to transform you, is what I'm trying to say. And it's going to transform something here. And with these wands, I'm really in an energetic way. So I don't think it's just thinking. It may be that once you're there, there'll be all sorts of, like, what we call downloads psychically, when you start getting messages, you start feeling connections, you start feeling energy that you've never felt before, and it's sort of going to have a transformational effect on you. It really is, because it's somewhere that you really should be, and necessary for your growth, and necessary for your path in life. Even if you're not staying there for very long, it's still going to have this effect. And look at the rainbow there. It's reminding me of promises and cups that have been passed to each other, is like love. So what I'm seeing from that is, maybe you're going to meet someone, some love connection here, that you didn't think you were you didn't know about, but it could be the way this is coming out. And a rainbow is like a promise you've made. So I'm seeing that in something like a previous life. You're going to meet someone from a previous life, and you're sharing your cups, you're sharing your heart. So it's a spiritual connection, it's a heart connection. It could be twin flame connection, but it doesn't necessarily mean it will. It could be soul family as well. It could be love. It could be a great union of a great friendship that you're just going to feel like you know in the more you life, because it's from another life. Yeah, Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles as well. This place is also going to be monetarily beneficial for you, as well as everything else. They're helping you gain this energy, this power, this turnaround, this transformation, this growth, and meeting someone else. This is all important, and this is all important to you, this meetings, and the time will come soon. So what I'm going to do now, and I do apologize earlier for the stand going flying, I usually a bit more careful, but I am dealing with only a limited amount of space, because I've got tables here with tarots stacked and cameras and yeah, everything else. So anyway, and now I'm going to just get some of these little oracle cards, and what I would do is try and get some further insights. Please, Can we have some more insights about this? Is there anything more that you can say on this, please, for us? Something to do with expansion and action and beginnings, and courage is also coming out here, and so that's interesting. So maybe something that is going to bring you courage to move forward. Yeah, I'm just feeling, because with expansion, you're going to have expansion here. And yeah. Okay, could I have more energy? Okay. So you're going to have, there is energies that have been in your way, but you're going to have these epiphanies here. Yeah. Because you felt this disharmony card just makes me feel like you haven't really been in your complete self. You've just felt like out of sorts, and I think it's because you just need to get away from where you are. I think like it's triggering you, it's making you a bit annoyed, you've been a little bit exasperated, but it's just intentions. Wherever your intention goes, you go with it. So you just have to keep focusing on that. And higher self-activation is also coming out here, so you have to focus on that. Or someone else may be triggering you as well with these triggers, so yeah. Or conflict, maybe where you are there's conflict and you just feel like you have to get away from that. And again, I'm getting Pluto and transformation. These could be things of the past as well, because I've seen them reoccurring previously. But it really is, you've already seen the sun once lighting up the sky. We've seen the sun here, and we've also seen the Empress, which is like rebirth and that, but now we're seeing like it's showing sun as well, and I'm going to put that right on top of there. Okay guys, so now that's the reading, that's the main tarot reading. I think it's saying everything there on the tarot that it can say, and I hope you can see those cards. I have had to move the camera because if I move it too far away then you won't see the cards. So let's have a look at these, Morrigan. And I have only used this deck a couple of times so far, so let's just try this deck and see if she has any advice for you before we finish. And I love this deck. Got it on a whim because crows and, you know, crows and shit, and I love crows, and it's Celtic and it's built on pagan Celtic myths, legends. So let's give this a shuffle. I'm offside because they're big clumsy cards. There aren't that many, but there's big clumsy cards, and well, one has just fallen out, and it was the first one I saw, and I wanted to shuffle, but it's come back again. So it's 27 and it's wolf, and there's a red moon here, kind of, It's kind of orange, like the background here. So I'm just, oh, I can't put it on the candle. Don't do that. So I'm just going to put it offside. One's looking this way, though, you see. One's looking towards the past and one's looking into the now. And put it here then. I'm just going to put it here. And let's just see what this card has to say. It just fell out, so it needed to come out. And there was no mistakes, so this is the card. Let's have a look. It's the card itself is number 27. Okay, let's see if I can find it quickly. One minute then. Okay, so again we have this word courage and loyalty and connections, because I saw courage here. Yeah, so it's just come out again with this card, and it's talking about the alpha female wolf who stands tall upon a hill, the pack following her lead as they emerge into the night from the winter wood. She is leading the pack to safer ground during the winter. The night is clear and illuminated by the full moon hanging low in the sky. Crows fly above, or crow. The wolf's deep blue eyes look straight into you, seeing who you truly are inside. Spirals of the energy of all living beings are visible on her fur, her forehead, and the land itself. This pack is a community. This land are connected, their energies flowing constantly between them, each sustaining the other. And that's really interesting, isn't it? Because we were talking about energies of land and being connected, and it's saying the spiral energies of the land all connected, and the people of the land all connected here. So in the Irish language, one of the words for wolf is Macaya, son of the land. There used to be wolves in Ireland. I don't know if there's any wolves now. I doubt it. Probably in the zoo. Wolves were once prolific in Irish countryside. There are several Irish surnames and place names that have been derived from many words for wolf. Within the law, the Morrigan often takes on the shape of a wolf, an indication to other animals. Well, and in addition, to other animals. So she takes several animal forms. Yeah, so in a cattle raid of Cooley, after being insulted by Corlean, the Morrigan threatened to thwart his efforts in battle by coming at him in animal forms, including a grey she-wolf. In these animal forms, she injures the hero, and then he in turn deals her a wound. So they're devoted and they're loyal. This is the divinatory meaning to their packs. They form tight-knit communities that can take on large prey successfully. Yeah, because they prey in numbers. So you have to think this is about community again. A pull of community, that could be also linked to these sites that we were talking about. A need for connection and social order. And it asks you if you are aware of the blessings that are being offered to you here. Do you remember the very first card we pulled, where it was showing you, this is like the blessings card. And I mean, you could be like looking at several, because it talks of like many blessings, you know, multifold blessings here. So then it's actually, this card is again echoing that same sentiment of having many blessings. Yeah. So it also asks you, are you being pushing away anything that's being offered to you, anything that you need to do? And also, um, people do want help or aid wants to come in and do ask for that as well. So wolf speaks of loyalty and kinship and strength. It can be found in community. We're not alone. And as son of the land, the wolf also reminds us to see the connections between us, the land and all things. So if you are in difficulty in that connection, it says you can do this spell. And it may be useful if you find yourself unable to move forward or feeling like you're constantly being challenged and held back from achieving your goals. So specifically, like I was saying before, if you feel like you just can't get to where you want to go, then and because you're constantly being thwarted in some way, and there is, but where is the, okay, so 113. Okay, there must be a card stuck together. Here there is. Okay, so what it's saying, if you do want to do this, and it really is more of a simple ceremony, is it says a wolf card, but I think any wolf will work. Milk a bowl or a cup and place the card on your altar or the picture, if you don't have an altar, on a table, and then you look upon it while softening your gaze. You breathe deeply, slowly in through your nose, out through your mouth. As I say, it's more putting yourself in kind of a meditative stance or meditative state. So you breathe through your nose and mouth for the count of 9 and focus on the wolf and its strength and its intelligence, its connection to its community, and the ability to soften when needed to support others. And then you pour milk into the bowl as though you're feeding that wolf, and you say, wild creature of the land, connected to the pack, sustained and sustaining, let me be open, find my connections and gain strength from them. And then you drink the milk. Oh, okay. Let me be mindful in my needs and tend to them. And then you take another drink of milk and you say, let me see clearly what is being offered to me and accept it with gratitude. And then you take the third drink of the milk. And then you just take as much time as you need, envisioning being able to adapt and flow with energies of the situation. See a road ahead open without obstacles. See yourself stronger body and mind, accepting aid with gratitude and having all your needs met. And leave the remaining milk as an offering of gratitude. And that is it. And as you can see, there's no like strange thing or anything else to it. It's just a really beautiful way of connecting deeper with the energies you need to connect to. And as in the beginning of the reading, as it said also, and you could do that like the days following, is connect to, if you have a particular place, and this reading has really been all about a particular place, and even the wolf has been about a particular place and the spiral energies and that connect you. So what I was saying was to, for whatever time suits you, not necessarily, it doesn't have to be the same day. You could just have that place there so you can focus on that for the following days and let those energies also speak to you. So that's been your reading. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I've certainly enjoyed it, and I can really see the benefit of this and the full reading here. I think it's very clear what you need to do. Follow the energies and that beautiful, I would say, meditative, seeing yourself there and saying those words, those empowerments, connecting. I think it's so beneficial, and this is the advice I have for you now, and the guides have for you now. And remember, the universe loves you and wants to support you in every step of the way, and your guides and all your support love you, and I love you. So if you enjoy the way I read, if you enjoy this reading and the way I read, please leave me a like, consider subscribing, and thank you so much for listening. Bye now.